Today's video, I want to talk about how to love again after already losing love. Because let's be honest here, guys, the truth is you don't start over as a blank slate when something happens to you. You actually start over with a memory. And quite honestly, personal growth isn't always about progressing from where you are, it's also about progressing from where you were. Which brings me to how do we move forward in a new normal? So I'm talking about losing a spouse, a child, a parent, a friend, or even a family member. You don't just grieve their loss, you also grieve a part of ourselves that they took with them. And the only thing that becomes accessible in their absence is their memory. Which at times, if we're being totally honest, it just isn't enough sometimes. And I'm not just talking about death, guys, because loss is loss. There's so many different ways that you can lose somebody. You can lose them spiritually, you can lose them physically, or even emotionally. But the good news is somehow, if we're lucky, God just swoops in and he blesses us with a new love that can fill the void. But here's one of the most important things to remember. The new love can either be someone or something. It doesn't always have to be a person to help with the healing. But the new love, it doesn't replace the void. So we're not looking replacements. It simply becomes a fork in our road, recalibrating our life journey. And so now we're on a different path, right? I call that God's kiss on the wound. Sort of like his Band-Aid. Now, to some people, they may be peeking in, and the Band-Aid may have us looking like we're healing and things are okay. But on the inside, nobody ever really knows the pain and the trauma that still lingers and hangs around, that the Band-Aid doesn't actually fix. It's the wound. It doesn't get affected, it just doesn't fully close. And here's also what a lot of people don't realize. You don't have to be completely healed to find love again, to get back on your feet again. Because grief isn't something that we hold, it holds us. So it's not like we can get rid of it. And it's also not like a bad thunderstorm that just passes through either. It's more like a winter season that repeats itself every year. Some winters are just better than others. So that brings me to something very real. So recently, I was schooled on a term called abandonment trauma. Now, I always thought it referred to someone leaving by choice, but it actually refers to how your brain processes the loss that someone you saw every day or depended on is suddenly gone. And because your nervous system doesn't understand how to separate logic from emotion, it's going to register our loss as they're not here, I'm alone, so this isn't safe, so I need to be cautious. But let's not confuse my role here, guys. I'm not a therapist. I just simply want to share some insight with you. So let me quickly cover the symptoms of abandonment trauma. Now, if you ever found yourself worried about all the wrong things in your relationship, and you also find yourself creating chaos when there's none, that is a symptom. Maybe you might even find yourself being around people and being a little bit more clingy to them. That's also a symptom. You could also find yourself being very guarded and just unwilling to open up to people who actually show you that they care, or continually needing reassurance to help reinforce that emotional safety net. These are all symptoms of abandonment trauma. Now, the reason I share this is because I'm on a new journey too. I'm on a new fork in the road, and you might be on one too. Our journeys will struggle if we don't learn how to manage the symptoms. So what do? How do we fix it? Or how do we manage it? Well, I always keep my Bible close, because a lot of the wars that we fight are just not won with human weapons. Now, if you're not a prayer, that's okay. At least have your quiet time, because sometimes the real fight isn't out there with people. It's in your thoughts, it's in your emotions and your reactions. Sometimes you may need to talk it out. Therapy is always a good option. but don't unload that to people that's close to you. Unload your thoughts and your feelings to a third party, because sometimes we really need unbiased feedback. And we need to talk to people who will tell us the truth and not hold it against us later on. Now, something that has really worked for me is journaling. And the good thing about journaling is that it has no structure. I just put my feelings on paper, or sometimes I might even send myself an email. Because here's the thing. Grief is on replay in our minds because it has nowhere to go. So journaling gives it a place to land, so it's not replaying in our head all day. The goal isn't about us becoming who we used to be, because we'll never be the same person. We may operate off the same frequency, but we'll never be the same. It's simply about accepting the loss and learning how to remove those pebbles from our shoes so we can have a smoother journey. Thanks for sitting with me here at the Taylor Frequency. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and share with someone who needs it too. Please like, follow, and subscribe.